Why are you so clumsy? Why are you so clumsy? Why are you so clumsy? Why do you lose so many things? The material world. Living in the material world. You know, if I can go over all the songs that were ever played and how I can explain them to the lives we live beyond. Why does it annoy me? Why do I go fast? Why am I unaware sometimes? Why am I not paying attention? Have you ever heard of bad breaks before? Have you ever heard of bad breaks before? If you just missed what I just went over, of why am I clumsy? If I am, if it is said that I am clumsy, then I will play the person that is clumsy. Are you clumsy? Yeah, a little bit. So you would see it more than me. You're more aware, or you don't accept the amount of times I can be clumsy or the amount of times I might forget. But you have no idea what's going on in my head. You have no idea what I'm thinking. If you're going to ask me a question, but we're not talking at all, you have to get my attention. And once you get my attention, then you can speak. We did the same thing when we were students in school, as if some of you are teachers right now. And I understand that. So you haven't gotten my attention. Okay, that bothers me a lot. That really bothers me. I can't handle that. I don't want screaming. What's going on? What's going on? Off. You're on the counter? Off the counter. Off the counter. Look what I caught. It's not even hunting season. Look what I caught. Look what I caught. Let me go back. Ay, ay, ay. You know, I just got to lay back and relax. The cat's got to be quiet. And I need at least one person here to start. So I'm going to check Facebook out. Let's see. And, okay, there's no one here. How do I go to my main page? Is this where I am? Let me see this. Okay, so still nobody's here. I've been here 5 minutes. I'm going to go get something to drink. I'm going to make the video where I might lose the in tune that I am with. We will begin at the no. Let's mark this. Let's mark this. Break between the 4th and 8th minute. are going to do that right there. There we go. That's my break. I'm trying to clean up some stuff on my back screen over here. What is this? Just taking a look at this, taking a look, seeing what this is. Let me see. Let me see. Just 1 second. I'm trying to set something up here. Date 1 view 1 day ago. I'm just trying to set something up here on my screen, so that's why I'm not doing anything. I'm going to be back in 1 minute from now, and then I'm going to start with my little rant. Maybe I can have you look at something and try and understand. I just need to make sure I stay in the realm. Like I keep floating in and out. It's not easy to stay in there. You know, I began this video by saying, why do some people think I don't pay attention? And I think to myself, if I say something, well, it's an excuse. When you say something, respond to somebody, we should be listening and understanding if it has any logic to it. And who is it that can base what is logic? We need a 49-inch screen to understand logic, because this is the angles. This is the angle of logic, and this is the angle of logic. And with this, you automatically get this, and you get this. You get the width, and you get the height. You got the angles to the square box, almost like looking at the strike zone. Are you in the strike zone, or are you out of the strike zone? What letters in the alphabet are in the strike zone? How tall are you towards what the area space used to be considered a strike zone? And if you crouch down, it changes. But if you're crouching down in the world of 33, okay, your strike zone is just going to go from 6, and it'll be squashed until it's possibly just 2 by 3. And the reason I say that is because of this it's not the dice cube, it's more the calculator, where when you go down a level, whether you start at 1 and then the next level is, if you're going down, it's 3. You go 1 plus 3, 2 in between. So if you're talking about 2, that 2 can be the movement in between. So if you say 22, it's not 2 2s, it's just a movement between 2 and what is where you are now in between, part of the rib or area space. I'm going to try and show you this really, really simple and quickly. I wasn't going to get into this part of this at all, where I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use just this one over here. And then what I'm going to do is, so we're going to go 4, 5, 7, and 8. The separation between here and here and here and here is 5, 6, 7, 4, 6, 8. Boom. We're going to go over here. This is the beginning of Man on the Moon inside the house of what is not smart, 86. Agent 86, 99 was working with 86. 13, teen part is number 44, equaling to 16 and 8, equaling to 24. Third equals to 55, equals to 25, and 10 equaling to 35. This will equal to 7 and 8, and this one will equal to 7 and 1. And you have to understand the whole story. There's a whole story I have to build up. I've been doing this for 18 years, and it's only this year that I can actually see a little bit more, a glimpse on how it works. You see, when you get to be the freedom inside the area space of Pluto, and I say Pluto because the numeric value for Pluto is number 84, and it's number 84 that will create 44. 8 times 4 equals 32. 8 plus 4 equals to 12. Total 44. Is there another way to do it? Yes. APE ape 22. They sometimes say, or most of the times they say it's a monkey. I'm not sure if I spelled it right. 28 and 14 is 42, 52, 53, 63, 73, 78, and 5, 83. Okay, try and remember this now because it's a long haul. Here is our 9th face. On 6 sides, we have an area space of 9. Every area space has the possibility to have 9 dots. But no matter how many dots it has, the total will always be 9. So the 1 and the 8 void. The 2 and the 5 void. The 6 and the 3 void. And the 3, let me see if I got this right. I got the 2 there. I got the 3 there. I got the 6 there. I got the 2 there. The 3 and the 6 void. The 4 and the 5 void. There's a mistake in here. 7 void. 3 void, 6 void, 4 void. The 5 and the 4 void. So we can see there's twins here and here. 3, 6, 4, 5. LOVE. Oh, is that what it says? And not only that, the V and the E reflect each other. The O and the L reflect each other. 8 for an octagon in the 10th month. But let's not get into that. So let's see where we are now. Why I'm talking about this ape and monkey is because number 33, number 38 is right over here. We have a 3 void and we have an 8 void that comes together. So they're not talking about the 1 spirit in the 6 light. They're talking about the heavens around, the creation of the heavens, because it took 1 and 2 to recreate it. Almost like they made something or recreated a heavens, an electronic heavens of Christ. And I'm going to show you the artwork that goes with that from Gematria. I did it the other day, but let's see if I can find it. So let me continue on. Why Man on the Moon? TH, time heaven. The first time it begins is it begins on D4. Plus 3 equals 7, plus 2 equals 9, plus 1 equals to your 10. So D4 will equal to your 10. Now, if we take out these dice cube, see, everything I talk about in numbers must be explainable. If it's not explainable, it must be rational or logical, or it must just fit the story, or just take it as the storyline. And I'm going to need something to drink. So we know that the 4 and 6, which is the greatest number that you can possibly have when you play the game of craps. This is your greatest. Your dice, okay, this is the greatest gap. And what lives inside of here is the house of DC. But it's hidden, okay, it's hidden is because 2 houses came together. So when they come together, the house of DC, 4 and 3, that if I should show you the houses showed up over here as 4 and 3, you will see the house is 8 and you will see the house is 6. They come together. The only number in between there is a 5, 55, the sky pass. The number between what is 8 and 6 that comes in between is the 7th gate. They add together to the 7th gate of 55. Because no matter what you do on this dice, there's only 2 sides that will equal to 7. And the rest of them will equal to 5. We see 7s, but they're not. Because what I have to understand is, if I do believe that when you drill holes through this cube here, and you drill holes through this cube here, you will only see 5 empty spaces on each side. You have 4 sides that will do that. That is 20. The only side that will be different is you will drill the 1 hole here and the 6 hole here, and now you will have 27, 34. The house of DC, 20 and 14. The T gate, T minus counting. When you want to see 8, what other numbers go at 8? We have 6 and 2, 8. When we have 6 and 2, 8, we have arrived at the Queen's house, the house of cards, the game inside the house of Mars. Let's put 15 more minutes onto the clock. So we might be playing football. So if we're playing football, we get 6 points. I always like to call it for man O. It's really for O and love, because of what 6 is. Then we flip over that, and it would be the 1. The 6 and the 1. And I just lost my trend of thought. What did I say? The 6. Oh, yes. So we have the TD. We have the 20 and 4. We have 420. We also have 42. We're at the gateway. It's a touchdown. This is an EP. It's a record. What size record is it? This is 16 and 5. The spirit is 76. See, this whole thing branches. You see, the numeric value for Earth, right, counted to a single digit is 7. Earth value in the alphabet is number 52. Mars value in the alphabet is 51. 5 and 1 is 6. You have 6 and 7. The spirit is 76. Although it's and this 51 and 52. If you would be looking at the alphabet, this would be 12 and 18. This would be 30, and this would be 21, 33. When you see Roman numerals, okay, I'm using these as Roman numerals. The value in the Roman numerals gives Earth 22, 9, and 9. 18 and 22 gives Earth 40. 40 represents the color blue. Color blue will represent cold. Cold will be of numeric value 34 DC. Hold on a second. We just got interrupted. Mars, and now we have to come back to Mars. Why did we have Earth called? Okay, yes, over here we have 21. What was that? Hold on, let me see how I got that value. 22 and 18 is 40. 22 is monkey. 22 is ape. Because when you play blackjack, when you're trying to get 21 the cube, when ace is 11 and you have to get a picture, or a 10, when a 10 is what you're getting is D, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. 10, the word, equals to 39. Angel is 39. And the rat sun, okay, is 93. Did I write that wrong? Okay, let me write it again. Saturn. But when you have Saturn and you have rat in the word, the rats are in the sewers. And the first thing that went down in the sewers for communication with the rats that are eating at all the wires is BCE, Bell Canada Enterprises, 2, 3, and 5. And there's many ways to get to BC before the Christ energy came in. So we're working ourselves back up. If you remember, I was on 13. Well, the thing is, what happens at 13? Man arrives. Because man only can arrive at 13, 169 plus 1 passing moon. The numeric value for the word man is 28. And when you have 13 by 28, it equals 364 or 13 moons. Since you can achieve 13 moons this way, can we achieve it any other way since something we know as the slot? 19, 31, 31, and 35 equals 66. It's in the slot. Machina, machine. 14 as 13 and 1, 14. You came into the sun DNA through the gateway. 11, 20, 34, 39, you came in as an angel, 53, 35, which is 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 to equate to the same number. And this is the chip. This is your payout. When you play the game of roulette, it's 35 plus the chip. So you have 35 plus the chip 1 equals the 36. Let's call it whole and not partial, because any two numbers will only be partial. When you're talking in percentages and I say 35 times any number, I'm going to reduce the number, then increase the number. I would have to say 135. So I'm going to use 3 numbers for an increase, 2 numbers for a decrease. So I use their equations, what they created, what they gave me. They told us also that you don't have 360, you have 4 times 360 because you need 1440 for the minute in the day. You know, when we use expressions, okay, now I can say, well, why not use 360? Why not use 24? Well, we can use 24. 6 times 24, okay, equals to 144. And that's 6 days. So whatever I'm going to do, it's always going to work out to something that's happened, that's something that's been created or manufactured to come out to a result. Up to our planets, and I only use the alphabets and the numbers. And by the way, I could be wrong. It could be the reverse, but Mars is 2 numbers and Earth is 3. Earth is part of Venus. So is Mars, but Earth is with the spirit and Mars is not. So let me show you this other connection. Let me go on the next page, not to lose where I didn't leave off here, trying to explain inside the moons of Pluto through 66. Oh yes, let me give Mars that last number. I gave this one 40. I'm going to give this one 31. So Mars gets man. 1 and 3, 4, 4 and 0, 4, 44 for area space created by the numeric value for Pluto, in which it's the same thing that ape will cause as 2 times 2 equals to 4 and 2 plus 2 equals to 4. It doesn't matter how it happens, as long as they come together in the final equation. Now, the thing is, sometimes I've been asked, how come you'll always end up with the plus and not the multiply? Because the multiply has, there's many things we can do with the multiply, and I'm still working on this. Remember, what I'm doing right now is always new. I don't prepare. I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess my way through it because it's part of a continuation of things I've been doing for the last 17 years. So this over here, let me see. This over here, yes, the plus sign, okay, has to go and show division of 4 areas. And the multiple sign, I can use in one area, breaking that area space up into 4. In order to equate into this house, I have to do it 4 times to equate into this house. But once I get a cat, off my dresser. Okay. Once I create all four X's in here, what happens at the same time is you're creating an O and a superior X. You have a free X inside of there. Four small ones in which you broke up each area into four, and voila. So there's two ways to create that X. Okay. It can be created inside of here. Boom, bang. It's going to give a different numeric value. So you can see where love is, because love and kisses and hugs. From what is X, you need three of them. The fourth one will make a cause. It'll cause and effect a different, it'll fill in to where 4 and 5 will come together. Once you put the fourth one, the fifth one will come down. So when you have three of them, what has happened is you have created only of what is the Y letter, and inside what is the C letter. Y and C come together over here. Does it show you anybody's symbol? Maybe for the cent, maybe for rotation. Anyways, I don't want to get too deep into that. I was going to show you something about number 7. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to come back. This is all about man on the moon, right? And people bowl. You ever go bowling? You know, maybe we should just set it up the bowling style. What happens when we get a split, right? What happens when you get a split? You make a circle. So right away, the O, which is the 15th letter, okay, is a split. So now you have maybe one O over here and one O over here because it's a split. Happens in bowling. I only use what equations we all use in life. It has to be a mass majority using everything I use. If it's not, and it's not equated, if it hasn't been done before, then what good is it if I'm the only one? I have to make you believe me. I don't want you to believe me. I want to show you what I can. Look at that, fish upon my wish. I found another place that I can recreate that number. And look at the word that goes with it. Just all coincidences. It's only a story. So is everything else. Today's day and age, for all those who are born, who are 13 years and over, right now, you are man on the moon. You are 13. You have passed through 169 moons. 69 is the highest number. 69, remember, is the highest number. Rotation of yin and yang, 69 is created. You see, we have to understand our understanding. We have to understand of math a little bit because it's created from 33. 69 is the highest number. Think about it a little bit. I'm living in Quebec. You tell me why 69 is the highest number. I'm going to get a drink. And the reason I'm on man on the moon is, and with Jesus Christ, because these words coincide with energy and matter. Mars, energy. Mars, matter. Earth, energy. At the end of the word matter is the word terre, like in Jupiter. In French, terre is earth, matière. When they say matière, sometimes I only understand it as a fat earth, a fat earth. Energy is actually talking about memory, because the first 3 letters in energy is 555. And the passing of it has to be the only passing, which is on the cube 1 and 6, because the heaven of 1 is 8. But the exit, it has to have its own heaven, and 6 survives within 6, the sun and the light or something. I don't know what it is, but that's your 18. This is where Venus comes in. These are why the trucks are on the road right now for Mother Venus, 18-wheeler. The angels. It's not 666. It's 288. 8 on the trailer with a 5th pin, or what you want to call the hitch pin. And then you got 4 and 4, 44 on the drives. And you got singles in the front. But you need both singles, right, to carry your load, to pull yourself forward. So I'm going to get my drink, and I want to see if I have this one little piece. Anyways, I'll share with you something to look at. This is what the basic house of why I say Christ, Jesus. I can use other words if my vocabulary gets bigger with the numbers and the words. I can use other words, but there's other things to look at in the words. The letters have different colors. The letters are odd and even. The letters show up in a different area on the grid line, depending which grid line I use. And I'm only using one right now, and I'm quite sure there's more. We always have to remember singularity. Singularity is in the center of all. It divides all. It's part of both sides, if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, I'm going to show you this basic one over here. Okay, just to note, stop at number 7 and then go down. Skip over the maple leaf, go all the way up to number 7, then go all the way down. That's the basic 26 letters of our alphabet. Okay, now if you take a look on the outside, it says 2, 4, 6. 7 I put on the outside. It really shouldn't be there on the outside. Well, actually, yeah, I started putting it there on the outside after. But when you see 2, 4, 6, it's because it's the rib. It's the halfway between 1 and 3. It's the halfway between 3 and 5. It's the halfway between 5 and 7. And at the 7th gate, there's an exchange going on. And when the exchange going on, if you can see, the 6 is taking up halfway between 4 spaces and halfway between 4 spaces. Taking up 1, leaving 3, taking up 1, leaving 3, taking up 1, leaving 3, or 3 and 1 and 1 and 3. 13, 31, 13, 13, 31, 13, 57, 75, 77 times 75, or 75 times 70, no, 70, hold on a second, 75 times 75, 75 plus 75 is supposed to equal 57, 75. 5 and 7 is 12, and 5 and 7 is 12. We're coming in to a closing cycle at 5784. Remember, you come into the house, you stay a little bit, and then you leave. You always leave at 9 months because that's when you were born. So you have to leave at 9 months, but there's some kind of gestation period of 3 months. I'm not really sure how that works. Just like you have to understand how the chicken lays the egg. The chicken and God, they're buddies. Chicken said, you know what? God rests on the 7th day. Me too. My butt is sore. All right. So the chicken only lays on the first 6 days, and on the 7th day, the chicken don't lay no more. And then it takes that rotation up to 28 days. And after 28 days, it meets in the middle of the piano on center C. Because what happens is it lays, when 4-week period, it lays 24 eggs for the 24 hours on the clock, or 24 days. Lays 24 days, 4 days it doesn't. 4 and 24. 24 is the gateway on the delta angle. If you take a look at this maple leaf, right, it's on one side and not on the other. The question is the house down here? Is the house down here? Or are we in between the 77 gates? The matter of the Christ. 49 and 14 DNA between Mars and Pluto, or the bookends of Mars and Pluto. I'm not really sure which way to look at it. It's still questionable. 9 is the face, 10 is the angel, 11 is the creation, 12 is the E-world spirit, 13 is the gateway, but 12 and 13 become man and woman, become the king and the queen. The 12 becomes the E world, and the 13 becomes the G world. Together, they create 5G. When they come into this world, it's a mixed sex. It's a mixed sex because of the moon. The moon has mixed our sexes up. And the reason I'm saying this is because when you write the moon in a reverse alphabet, M-O-O-N, the reverse alphabet is N-E-L-E-L-E-M. And the reason there are more letters is because I'm using an extended pronunciation in which could and can be adjusted if wanted and can be explained if discussed, because I'm not the final word. The N-E-L-E is because the reverse of O is L. So the sound is E-L. And you're not supposed to be the smartest person in the world to do this. You just have to hear right now at the moment. You don't have to go to school. So I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be back in a second. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Just thinking of something. So where was I with this whole thing? So why Man on the Moon? I really went through the basics of it. Is the numeric value for a boy, in which, remember, this is all from games, so I'm just repeating what the games have said. In the word boy, you can be that man in the word boy. In the word boy, it says, I'm trying to see, it's because it says a lot of things, and it can be played with. I'm not sure if I want to play with it right now or just tell you the basic. For me, the B letter is number 13. It can go either way. Just knowing that, okay, I already know that in the next dimension, it becomes DC. In the next dimension, it becomes LG. And the minute I think of LG, my first thing is electric company, and it's up north in Quebec, and it's electric company. And it's 77 between the gateways in the design that I just showed you over here, where number 7 is over here and number 7 is over here. What they did is they continued up the pyramid all the way up. And here we had number 7, and here we had number 9, and here we had number 11, and here we have number 13. That when we met over here, we had 66. But when we meet over here, we have 13 and 13, or we have 13 here and 6 over here. That is your full week that went by after the 7th gate. You see when you cross over. So your number 15 ball in pool, as the number in 7 ball in pool, will be the next split. And this will continue on over to the right, and this will continue on over to the left. There's only going to be one 15 in this, unless we crisscross 15s, but we can't. It is the same 15 from both sides. That's what happens in the game of pool. 15, 1 and 5 is 6, 7 and 6. Inside, it will create 7 times 6, 7 plus 6, equaling to 42 and 13. 42 is where the explanation of the 7th gate in between what is 6 and 8, the house planet. Why is it DC? Because when 1 cube, it is DC. With 2 cubes, it is 6 and 8. Why? I'm going to show you on the cube. Let me just... Here's 4. Here is 3. It is the largest house. There is only one division, and it's 55. In order to run to the center from both sides of the numeric value on the side face of the dice, the halfway meeting point is 55. But the center of this is DC. But I'm going to explain it to you why. It's my hypothesis, but you have to tell me if it has any chance of becoming truth. When you want to go from 2 over to what is the opposite, 5, okay, there would be a total of 3 plus 2 equals 5. 5 minus 3 equals 2. But what if you only wanted to go to the center of the dice? If you only want to go to the center of 2 and 5, if you only want to go to the center of 3 and 4, if you only want to go to the center of 6 and 1, this one is 5 minus 1.5, payout in blackjack, 3.5, and 3 plus 0.5, and 4 minus 0.5 equals 3.5. Okay, all 3.5. Now, if you go to the center of the cube, okay, like that, and you want to get to that center, how are we going to calculate this? How in the world is this cube the same size and everybody's got different numbers? Because there's different doors. There's more doors. The rooms are smaller. 3 and 4 has the largest space. When you go down in the cube, 1 here and 9 over here, 1 here and 7 over here, you go down 6, 3 and 3. When you go down here from 3 and 9, you go down 6, 3 and 3. When you're moving over, it's 1, 1 and 1, 1. That's how this basic cube works. If we're working this way, it's 22. If we're working this way, it's 44. Bust. UST 13, 21, 19, and 20. But I'm going to use this a little bit different. I'm going to go man cube. And now I'm going to have to put moon onto this because the way to get to man, okay, is number 13. The numeric value for man is number 28. This is my pi letter, and this is my gateway. How do we get 7, 52, 16, 34? How do we get 9? We get 9 by 36 and 54. Love. That's how we get 9. Our other ways to get 9 is 18 and 27, but this is our creation through the gateway in the cycle of Q. And the reason for that is we all have to understand that every single face on this is 9. So when we go 1 and 8 and 2 and 7, we are right here. You cannot get 9 any other way. And this is where the gate to the heavens of the spirit is. The reverse of that will be 36. But the total of what's missing from here is 54. And the total from here is 54. 18 and 36. And I'm going to explain that is when you have two numbers, every number value is 27. I don't care anymore.
Every number value is 27, the same as the alphabet. Usually you would say, it's 9, right? You got to always place it to 9. I don't want to do that. I want to make it 27. And one of the reasons is that times 3 is creation, or divided by 3 is to find its singularity. Divided by 3, divided by 6, divided by 7, they're all telling different stories. So this over here would be 2727, which happens to be 2727 in love. This here is going to create the red sun of the Venus gates. The reason for that is numeric value 27 is red. 2 times 7 is 14, creating DNA. It'll create 54, and then it'll create 29, which is your, this is your sun birth, your fox pass, and your rotation. The numeric 54 is 9 times 6, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, in order to get what is 6 and 9. Before I said 6 and 9 was the highest number, because after that, this is how it goes. This equals to 70, this one equals to 80, and this one equals to 90. If you're French speaking, we don't say anything past 69. 30 is not the same kind of pronunciation as when you say 40. You don't say much of 3 in 30, but you say a lot of 4 in 40. 5, you're always switching F with V, the 6 and the 4. These two numbers are going to create DC, 24 and 10, the clock of the delta angle creation. Delta angle creation, or the Eye of Horus, is, I'm not sure if you have the design, or I'll put it back up on the screen. What happens is, in this design, I'm not sure if you want to call that the eye over here, but what happens with an ace? I mean, I'm not sure if you can see that there's a C over here and a C over here, or it's a W, or it's a V if you're just talking about the outside, or you're just talking about the inside. I don't really know about that. I was trying to show you something else. I have to get back to explaining this. I'm losing my trend of thought. That 24 and 10, ABCD. I'm just trying to figure out ABCD. To so many things going on. So many things inside of here. You can see the octagons. You can see the rings. You can see squares, X's. There's an X here. There's a 1, X1, Y, 1 and 1. Then there's X1 and Y, like the XY chromosome. This comes off the roulette table. I'm losing my trend of thought where I was with this situation. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4 equals this, and this will equal to 34. This is going to be your gate. This is next year. This is next year. We're coming into it. Or in fact, we're in 2023. We're already in it. 2023. Oh my God, we're already in it. You know, I don't know what's happening if I'm thinking properly, but watch. 2023. You see, what happens is on your first birthday, you celebrate. We just celebrated this year. So that means we're in this year, in the second month. Are going through this point somewhere near, I'm just thinking of something like, if you're talking about December 21st, right? It would be this year. If we were talking about it, it would be this year. The beginning of 2023 is the end of 2023. The Hebrew year would be Tishrei. For me, it's also spelt like this. I also look at this as the fox, because for me, the French word mixes up in my head as queen or fox, and fox is 666. Oh boy, there's so many things going on. So the center here of this cube being 3.5, what you need is you need that center area space. So what would the center area space be? Well, let's say it was 1. So if it was 1, that means everything would be 3.4. And again, back to DC. So in almost many scenarios, we're back to DC. DC will create 19. DC mathematically, 3 times 4 equals to 12. 3 plus 4 equals to 0.7 equals to 19. Now, I have a question about this, okay? First of all, we're going to do the math here, and we're going to put this over here, like that. And these two are going to be 2 math problems. And this would be Venus and Earth, and this would be 77, the Christ. And the reason, again, I'm going to say the Christ is because between here's number 7 and here's number 7. Well, let me see. Hold on a second. What do you got on the screen? How come? Do you have the same thing on the screen as I do? Wow, how's that possible? No, you got to have that on the screen. Hold on. What if I put my camera down? How do you not have that on the screen? It's showing on my screen. Is anybody on my Facebook channel? I got to get something to drink. And I got to talk about this thing here, C144. It seems like other people are doing the same work as me. That's right. 3 by 144 is 432. When did this come out? Light code 144. When did this come out? How old is this? I'd like to see it. I'd like to see if somebody's following my work and using it. Wow, there's other people doing what I'm doing. Look at that. Look at that, eh? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Yeah. 55, 34, 21. The cube of DC in the area space. So you have to understand that the area space between, hold on a second, I have to see where I am. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Wow, 52 minutes and no one's watching. Really cool. That's pretty funny. Okay, so let me find where I am up here. I'm going to get another drink and come back. Okay, there's nobody here, so I can take a 2-minute break. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to check out my YouTube channel. Usually there's somebody there. One watching, but I guess that's me. I have to change that. Edit. All right, what just happened? Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm just doing something to my video here for a second, so give me 1 second. If you just showed up, how you doing? Okay, I'm going to be, whoop, I got to shut my sound off here. Where is it? Okay. I'm going to come back and talk about more about Man on the Moon and how all the numbers match up, and we're going to bring Pluto back into it. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, and I'm just going to give you some of the, I mean, for those who've never seen the place before, I'm just going to get something to drink, and I'm just going to leave my camera up like that, or like that or something. Or maybe I should just, would you rather see the, would you rather try and understand what's going on the floor?
Try to figure that out.
Taking a 3-minute break.
Oh, the camera fell down.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at it. Give me another minute break. Is that okay? Just want to take one more minute. I've been here an hour. Okay, kitty cat, let's go. Okay. I'm going to explain the floor really quick. It's getting late.
Each one of these are from the roulette table. This is all the reds in roulette. All these spots are the blacks. Down here, all the yellow are the blacks. All the red are the odd numbers, or are the red numbers. I'm not going to say odd numbers. It wouldn't be fair. So you see the squares? There's 4 squares. So for me, that's got to be cubes. So there would be 84 of them. 84 and 84. 168 hours in the week. 36, 36, 36, 36, 36. In order to create 2 with 1 in between, you need 36, 108. And then once you connect your next one, you invert it. You see these up here, the way they're inverted? You created 2 like this. You only created 1 like this. So by creating this one, okay, once you leave go of this one, you'll have this one backwards, then you'll have this one, and then you'll have this one over here. So you're always going to go by 6s in this instance. When you're going this way, it's 2 18s. Here you're going by 6, 6, 6, 18. Here you have 18 and 18. And through here, it's X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. X's are 48, 24 and 24, 48, or 84 Pluto, and 25 and 25 are 50. Or you can look at it 52 and 52, Y equaling to communication. And this can be equal to area space. Sorry, not area space. This can be equal to the ring and the cycles of Pluto. And I'm going to come back and explain over here. These pieces, this area over here only, this here will be 111, 666 if you're looking at it cubically. The reason for that, the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 equals 111. But to complete the XY, okay, cube, okay, with 111, 666, you can only choose. You see the way it's the Olympic, what's it called? Because you can choose either the 17 or the 20. Now the question is, do they change? Because I can either do it this way, or I'll put another one inside of it over here. And then when you do that, you'll have an even smaller area space that will come out. I don't have that design here. I wish I did. I'm trying to think if it's like this. So you'd be coming down from here. I'd be going over here and then coming up over here. And I'd have one little tiny area space over here. And this is the way I interpret that we would end up with our 3, 3, 3, and 9 numbers in this area space. And if you look at it, it's on an angle, right? You see the angle that it's on? And I like to call that the sun angle. I'm going to put back the camera, get back to my seat. Pissing on the cross. And then I have the pineal gland. I don't know if you can see the pineal gland all the way down there. Can I aim that light? Hold on a second. Yeah, right there. Right there. Right there in the back. That's what I call the pineal gland between Taurus. Okay. So I'm not sure if you can remember where we were last at, where the center of the cube is 3.5, but we need an area space for the center of the cube. Because what if we took that cube and we increased it? To the just trying to remember what we did to the cube. We increased it. I don't remember what my trend of thought was. Yes, we created it, okay, to Rubik's cube. Now Rubik's cube has 8 corners. 8 corners times 3 colors is 24 colors. We have a ring and a ring. Remember, we have a ring and a ring and a ring. 3 rings of NASA. 3 rings. And in each ring there are 4 sides, and there are 3 of them, and they have 2 colors. 4 by 3 times 2 is 24. 4 by 3 is 12. Again, 4 by 3. Remember how it works, DC, and how we have the 3 rings of 4 with 2 colors on each, equaling to 24 and equaling to the 8 corners of 3. Remember, 8 times 120. Sorry, 3 times 120 equals to 360 times 4. Again, 3 and 4, only with 8, but not with 6. With 6, it's 4 times 4, because we need 4 times 90 degrees to equal to 360, to multiply it 4 times to equal to 1440 minutes in the day. The usages of 3 and 4. 3 totals out to the 60 seconds on the clock, and 4 will bring you up for the balance of 100. Should we be using all of that time, or has our electronic digital life been cut by 40%? Because the sun has to go up a little bit quicker and a little down quicker. It's running now. Multiple area spaces in between 2 worlds. 13, 7 times 13 is 91. I'm saying a lot of stuff. I'm jumping a little bit all over the place, but I'm pretty precise, and it all fits into the story. If you can write it all down, re-listen to it, and write it all up yourself, you shall see. I will try and slow down. I'm not here. I'm not a teacher. I'm just who I am. Just give me 1 second.
And what did I do? I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Okay. So, wow, there's just so many things are going on. I'm not sure where I am in this. I'm going to try to go over a few more pieces. If you have any questions, if nobody's going to ask anything, let me see this. I feel nervous. Do you ever feel that way about knowing some of this stuff, Ronald? I feel nervous. You feel nervous, or I feel nervous because I have been just talking to just like 3 minutes went by, or how much time just went by? I was like sleeping or something. And I thought the word nervous. I feel nervous. You feel nervous, or I'm nervous? What time is it? 11:37. Oh my God, that's an hour ago. So, Mr. Watkins, are you still there? I guess not. Okay. I feel nervous. Do you ever feel that way about knowing some of this stuff, Ronald? You know what? As the information comes into my mind, and I don't know if you're still here, I will write Mr. Watkins. I will answer. Whoop! Wow, I'm a terrible writer. Okay. At what time are we now? What time is it? 11:111. Okay, let me write that. Okay. Am I nervous? First of all, I can't know anything. There's no confirmation from enough people to think that I know anything at all other than what anybody else can do. I'm not doing anything different than what somebody else can do. Maybe I've done more than what most have done, but has anybody found what I have found? And what does it mean? It's just a story. Jupiter is Jupiter 99. 13, the word is 99. There's two words inside of it. And the two words are teen, 44 area space, second dimension of Pluto, and third, which is 1/3. Third goes with Pluto's rotation around the pole. The reason for that, and the reason for that is because when you divide 1 by 3, it equals to 0.33. When you divide 4 by 3, it equals to 1.333. When you divide 7 by 3, it equals to 2.333. So why am I saying it's the pole? And the numeric value for pole is number 48, by the way, and the numeric value for ring is 48. The reason for that is a cube is broken up into 3 parts, 2 parts and 1 part. 1 part is a pole. It is a one side reversed to another side. You use up 1. The other one is the ring. Going around the dice this way, you're using up 4 sides. So you're using up 4 sides, or a total of what is 10? And 2 sides equals to 7. And then there's 4 sides equals to I'm just trying to think. 5 and 5 is 10. 4 sides equals to 14, and one side I'm just thinking on my own, and one side equals to 5. And then I'm just trying to think, if we had 7 is 14, and 14 is 7. We have 7 and 7 is 14, or 5 and 5. I'm just thinking 5 and 5 is 10, and 5 and 7 and 5 and 7 is 5 and 7 and 5 and 7. Okay, I'm just trying to think. So there's two parts that go together, the ring. Those two parts will be 66 because it's two parts and it's one part. So when you divide it by 3, because that's what it is, there's only 3 reversals on this. So you're dividing it by 3. So when you divide two parts when you divide the two parts going around, okay, what is the answer? Well, the answer is 66% is the ring, and 333 is the pole, 666 is the ring. 666 going around 333 equaling to 999. So what happens now is 2 divided by 3 equals to 0.666. 5 divided by 3 equals to 1.666, and 8 divided by 3 equals to 2.666. So that's where I get that 3-part equation, and I say it's on ice. If it's on ice, it's blue. And why is it on ice? Because anything to do with 1/3 and 2/3 has to do with hockey. 20 minutes, 3 periods, 20 minutes, 1/3. The other sports are not like that. Well, they are. Basketball is a little bit like that. You have 12 minutes in 2 halves. You have 12 minutes to 2 quarters, divided up by 2 halves. So you play a whole half in the first half, played by 1 quarter of the game, but one of the quarters, because it's only in the first half, you have played half the first quarter. I mean, half the first half. Okay, something like that. So they're all equations. Baseball, yes. Baseball is the difference between half, like we're in a halfway house, because the number 6 is a half number. Number 6 is a half number. We don't need this measurement. We need this measurement. With this measurement, we know it all. You can call it a wing. Where else am I going to go with this? Let me get something to drink. 1 minute in the kitchen, coming back. If you have any questions, ask. Am I nervous? Like I said, how can I be nervous? 8,000 crazy videos over the past 11 years. Nobody asks me any questions. If I thought I knew something, maybe I'd get nervous. Now, if you ask me if I know something, I just know what I see. And if what I see and you understand what I understand, and we both understand the same thing, and we agree there's a possibility that it's going to be real in our minds. We're going to believe it because I proved it, and you understand it, and you proved it to yourself, but you don't know what it means. But the word Pluto is number 84. But what is the reverse of Pluto? And is it male or female? And how can we know? Because also the letters are red and black, but the alphabet, I believe, is in the wrong position. It could be in the right position. See, if the alphabet was in the right position, okay, we're going to have to continue the alphabet over and over. And as we continue the alphabet, what's going to happen, okay, when we continue the alphabet, is the minute we get to Z26, A becomes number 27. So you got your A game in the Venus house at the gate. I'm going to explain that to you. Here's number 2. Sorry, here's number 7. Well, it depends. The 7 is life. Okay. Can I say the 7 is life, the 2 is death? I don't know, because that's just what happens. Is there's supposed to be 9 per face. It doesn't matter. There's 9 per face. Every face is 9.
So if every face is 9, okay, and I'm not going to tell you about the quarter worlds, because in each 9 positions, there are 4 boxes. That is what Mars is in the Earth house. It breaks up into quarters. So imagine you have 9 area spaces here, and in each area space, you have 4 areas. There's 36 areas on here. You have 6 sides times 36 is 216. Call it 2160. The diameter of the moon, 2160, which is 3476, 34 DC to Mars, Earth. Mars is number 51, V1 Roman numeral. Earth is number 52, V11 Roman numeral. V1 equals to 31 AC. Earth equals to 40. It is the blue planet. When you call blue, what happens? You say it's cold. Mars is not hot. If Mars was hot, where hot comes on number 27. So I have to go back and see what my 27 is. Why do I say 7 is life? 7 is like 22 ape. I'm just trying to think because there's 7 empty spaces in here. I'm just trying to think, where am I coming up? The 22, right, is the V letter for life. So that means 77, which is the matter of Christ. Okay, matter and energy, Mars and Earth. Mars is number 22, ape. Earth is number 33, the rotation of the Christ energy. I am and I have that Christ energy, because it's not me. It's this little piece of math in here. Here is 7 and here is 7. Here is number 1 and 3, 4. So within 1 and 3, 4 and 77 inside the gateways of Jesus Christ, of matter and energy, Mars and Earth, this is where we stand, right on the maple leaf. And right now, the truckers and those 18-wheelers are standing on what I call the Pegasus gates. Right now, we are in the year 2023. We are in the year of DC. We are in the second month of the year of DC. You tell me something. Do you believe we are in the year 2023? Or do you not believe? And if you don't believe, you just answer one question. What year was it the day after you celebrated your first birthday? What year was it? It was your first birthday gone, and it was the first day of your second year. So 2022 is gone. We're in 2023. We're in the gates. Now, next year, okay, actually this year and next year, I'm a little confused with the timing, okay, to be more exact, and how much time you need for the passage. Because usually it's something to do with I'll check it out. I'll pee on the stick. So 9 months later, there's going to be a little bit of tension, and then we're going to be passing through it. How long does it take to get out? I don't know how many diameters it is right now. What are the contractions that are coming right now? We are in the year 2023 DC. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 86, because we are in the house of DC. DC and DC, like I showed you in the picture over here. Let me do that again. Let me see if we can find the full formation. Here's a bigger formation over here. You can see that on the screen, right? So where that arrow is pointing over here, that's where the 7th gate is. I'm trying to understand exactly how the ace works. As I showed you in a picture, if you take a look, here's an ace over here, right? But can I extend this all the way down here and then extend it all the way down here? I should take a picture of it and see what comes up when I run all the way to the top. One cycle, you see, we have to count the cycles. I have to figure out how many of these I need to create the day, the week, the year, and the month. Everything has to calculate. I have to figure out what's going to go inside of here. But just to show you one thing, when I come over here, When I go up in gematria, 6, 7, they're overlapping. My 2, 4, 6 are the ribs. I like to call them the ribs of Adam. I like to say that Eve Eve would be spelled right here. 4 and 5 will spell Eve, and that is the Fox pass in the sun DNA. You can see the way it's shooting right up there, right? All the way up. 7 by 13 is 91. 19, A and I. It is A with I dividing it right here on the cross. I divides it. The extremities is the heavens, the H. The division of that is the I. You can do it both ways when you're sleeping. You can be in the heavens when you sleep because you lie down like the H. Otherwise, you're standing in between the bookends of the heavens. Now, the question is, if you're in the bookends of the heavens, if you take a look at this sideways, it's a 3. But what it is it's C and C, 33 in rotation of 69. 69 is the highest number in French, because after that, they say 60 and 10. Then when they come to 80, they say 420. When they say 420, they have now bypassed. Okay, now this is really weird. They have now bypassed 69. The reason for this is what I have to explain is that 7, 8, and 9 are nothing like what is 1 through 6. 1 through 6 is the cube. When it comes to the 7, it is passing through and into the gates of the heaven's birth. And then you become the element of the light. Because I can't explain it any other way. How can I explain what 6 is? The word 6 equals to number 52. Mathematically, it will create 10 and 7. How should I create 10 and 7? 10 is what is through the DC gate. Why is it through the DC gate? Because it is 0.5 and 0.5 away from 3.5, which is right inside the hole, inside the donut hole of the core, which is the spindle of Rubik's Cube, in which the spindle holds 6 colors. Remember, they're putting out a lot of colors now. The spindle holds 6 colors. It spins 4 colors and 2 stay silent, but it can spin 4 colors this way, and it can spin 4 colors this way. I'm talking about the centers only. Make it easy. 4, 4, and 4. It can spin 3 times 4 to the centers. Then it can spin the top, the center, and the bottom, 3. And then it can turn 1, 2, 3. Then it can turn 1, 2, 3. So we have to understand also how Rubik's moves to add this into the equation. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with it, but just to note, when you turn Rubik's this way, you're turning 4 centers. 4 centers around what is 2 centers, 4 and 2. So we're talking again, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 68. 6 and 8 because it's 2 cubes. But if it was 1 cube, it would be 34. So what is Mr. Tacpan's 7286? And just to note, the creation of Pluto only begins when it gets to the gate. 42 and 42 are 84, Pluto. The other way we get to Pluto is by the gateway of barring 66, Corona, 66, core kosher, 1 angel. So what happens is we multiply 6 times 6 equals to 36. 6 plus 6 equals to 12. So now we have 12 and 36. Now there's other equations, other thoughts. I have 4 equations in there, but everything just keeps branching out. So it really never ends, you know, it just never ends. And, I'm going to get back into just trying to remember. I hope I don't remember number 66. So, you know what? I'm just going to get back to how I started this whole video is sometimes people just talk to me and they say, you're not listening. Well, if I'm in class, I remember my teacher used to say, is everybody listening? And when he or she would see a student in the class not listening, obviously they're not paying attention because they're doing something else. Is there anything wrong with dreaming, being somewhere else? If somebody's not catching your attention or teaching you really anything and you're somebody else, or to catch your attention because everybody was told to sleep for 5 minutes. And now you're talking to the class and one person doesn't hear because they're still sleeping. Wake them up. When you're talking to somebody, make sure they're listening to you. Don't just, hey, you weren't listening. That's not fair. Some of us are busy thinking while we're doing nothing. So another thing about in the French is, like I said, number 81 is very special. It's not really like the other numbers. Normally, in the French language, you will say 30 and 1. You will say 40 and 1. And every time you say and, it's also DNA. And DNA. And DNA. And DNA. 19, 19, 19, 19. (41) Grover Cleveland on the pole, holding a sign 4141. Born in the son of AD. DNA. So let me think of what else I was thinking with that DNA. I got lost. DNA. What was I talking about? And wow, I lost my train of thought. So I'm taking 30 seconds to go back in another video somewhere else and to play it and hear what I was thinking. Just give me a minute. To play it and hear what I was thinking. Because I can't explain it any other way. How can I explain what 6 is? The word 6 equals to number 52. Mathematically, it will create 10 and 7. How should I create 10 and 7? 10 is what is through the DC gate. Okay, what it is with 10, what happens, why 10 is through the DC gate is, hold on a second, let me move this over. I'm not sure if I'm going to be remembering everything I said, but why 10 is through the DC gate is after you add up 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. Once you add D4, it equals to 10. So you went D through the C gate. So now you get 10. So now instead of 1 and 2, you have 10 and 9. C, 19. Creation of the moon. The male and the female, the mixed sexes. They mixed the sexes in the moon. They couldn't replicate exactly how replication had to become. Somehow they mixed the sexes. So I have to look over. I just saw that tonight inside some of the values with the word. So that's how we end up with the 60 seconds. And then we add on the D, okay, which creates the AI. And when you split, what happens is when you split the A letter in half, okay, what you have is you have a delta angle, meaning an angle leaning to one side. The O, me, when you say me, okay, that is the birth in the moon. It is the half-life. Me, meaning center. Middle, medium, anything to do with halfway. 13.9 is 22. 22 is ape. 22 is regarded to life, the 22nd letter. And the reverse of that is E. So we are in the E world. How do we get there? Well, the primary creation is A and B, alpha, beta. We stand on alpha, beta, on our DNA. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will equal to 3 and 2, which is BC, which is the reverse of X and Y, the X and Y chromosome. I keep losing my thought. I've been here for 2 hours. It doesn't always stick with me. So we went from BC, AD, ABCD, So we had A, B, C, D. That was 4. That was yes. So we had 7. We can go 4 plus 3 equaling to 7. The gateway. Okay. And the gateway of what is 4 and 3, 7 between 10 is 8 and 9. The heavens of birth, 8 and 9. And the thing about 8 and 9, it can be reproduced by 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. Although it's 10 and 7, 17. Venus, okay, the spirit in the Venus, and it's actually Mercury in the house of Venus, okay, where 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 will equal 8 and 9, equaling to 17. Now, these two equations can be recreated in artwork.
And it came up in history that when you hardened heart, 5522. The numeric word for heart is 52. He was hardened over here between J and G. Jack God. If I don't want to write it that way. Why I say it, because these are the letters in the alphabet. So it's between Q and T. 17 and 20. 37, 7, 17. Okay, so I'm just trying to. So he was hardened at the gateway, and he was hardened at his heart. I don't know the situation here. I'm just starting to build on this and look at this. I always looked at this as a quarter. I want to stay on the same subject. There's just so much going on, and I just can't keep up to myself. This had to do with the times of Moses, when they built the cities and they pharaohed the lands. But it was Seti's that had the whip, but it was the hard heart of Pharaoh. And then what came from there, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to do it easy. They were putting bricks down. They were making mortar for bricks. So let them make some mortar for bricks. And just give me 1 second. Okay, so what happens here, okay, is number 5. Don't forget, we're in the halfway house, right? If you do everything full, all you'll see is bricks. But me, I see a television. Don't you see the television? Let's go. TV is right here. TV is right here. You tell me what's on TV. What is TV? TV is the 20th and 22nd letter. You ever hear of that before? Into the house we go. And what is the reverse alphabet for this? The reverse alphabet for what is TV? It is 5G. So if we are not letter for letter in the history of time of what's going on, at the same time, I just want to add is here is the I. So inside the brick, it's already talking about H and I, B and E, 5 and 2, H and I. The equation is 17, 20, 17. Well, we're just gonna do it like that. It can be 1, 17, 1772, whichever way you want to go. So it's at the gate, it's at the house, it's in the heavens. 66 will create 36 and 12, equaling to 48, which is the ring and the pole. And how many times should I multiply that? Because the ring is 2 areas and the pole is 4. So 4 times 48 equals to 32, 192. I don't know where that goes yet. And then 2 times 48 equals to 96. That's your rotation. I have to think about what this value is. 4 by 4 is 16. 4 by 8 is 32. 4 by 4 is 16. 4 by 8 is 32 equals to 48 equals to the same number, or 75. So now it's referring to the DC moon. And the DC moon works with Earth. Because when you take 75 and you divide it by 3, it equals to 25. In fact, it is 55. 5 times 5 equals to 25. I don't have to have the base model. I have to understand. So I got this from the quarter world. That's the quarter world. That's the half world. That's 1/3. That's 1/6. So man, the world of pigs, the bar, raising the bar for man, raising the bat for woman, and your DNA inside the sun into the house of cards. Is that right? 4, hold on a second. No, this would be the house of cards. 4 by 13. It can be 3 by 13 or 4 by 13. I always multiply things by 1, 2, 3, 4. I never go past that, because once you get the 5, it cuts everything in half. 55 is the DC house, because it's 5 away from 35. When you play the game of roulette, they pay you 35 to 1. 35 to 1 plus the 1 equals to 36. If you drill a hole in this, you'll come out with 7 and 7. So you'll end up with a total of 14. If I drill a hole from here to here, I'll come out with 5, 5, 5, and 5. So I'll have a total of 20. DC. This is the DC house. Now, if I'm just looking at the dice, right? Did I get that right? If I'm looking at the dice, if you want to just count half of it, it'll be 10 and it'll be 7. Let me see that again. Yeah, put those together and put those, yeah, it'll be 10 and 7. So that 10 and 7 comes back right over here. Comes right back into Earth that got hardened from Pharaoh. And where it created 25 and 10 equaling to 35. And we're back to the center of the cube again. This value reverts to Mars, Earth and Mars. This value, okay, which is the spirit, reverts back to Earth, numeric value of Earth. Earth is number 52, and the only way to get 2 lines in here are like that. But there's another way to do this. We have to go 2 areas. And this is the real way we will be able to do this. Because in this piece, this is an obligation. I'm going to see if I can get this to focus a little bit. Just give me a second. So if you notice, the end of the square is over here. So I have an obligation. Here I do not. When I do this, I can automatically put a third one in here. I can slip Mars inside of Earth. I can slip Mars inside of Earth. Anyways, it's been 1 hour and 43 minutes. I'm going to go to the kitchen for a minute. I want to respond to my phone, 107. If there's any questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's a slow roll. I'm learning on the go. You know what I'm saying? Learning on the go with you. We're all learning together, whatever it brings out. I believe. Do I believe? What do I believe? I believe we're on the threshold of knowing exactly where we are, who we are, through the number science. Just give me a minute. Okay, now I don't know if you know what's going on in the world. I got just sent a message just now telling me that we live in a beautiful planet. Isn't that nice? I got a message sent to me. We live on a beautiful planet. I don't know why it's not focusing anymore. Yeah, so I'm just going to go into the kitchen, get something to drink. I'm going to come back. I'm going to see if I can expand on the points I'm making tonight. And if I can just remember everything, it works so much easier. No, I'm just kidding with that. We definitely run in a moon system. I mean, my hypothesis, my thought is that we're running. I was talking about 555, and when you multiply it, 1.25 that ends our year is also 512, which is 8 times 64. 64 is 32, which is our creator house, which is 12, which is our basic creation stand. We stand on creation, we stand on 17. Because 1 times 1, Fibonacci, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2. That is the third result. It's always ABC all the time. And that's why we live in the DC world, because on the clock, once you get to D, D on C equals to 7, but it creates 10. And then in between 7 and 10 is 8 and 9. So what happened? What happened? Where is number 5? Where is number 6? Here we are, 5 and 6. We are the students of Earth and Mars, 5 and 6. Number 7 is the 7th gate. It is 5 and 6. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 5 and 6. It is Mars, the 7th gate. We come there. I just have to finish this calculation to figure out what time it is. We're in the year 2023. That is 43 DC. Does the gate actually close in 18 months from now? Is it when the Hebrew year hits 5784? That will be 5784 closing. That is the cycle of Pluto, which runs 4 cubes, will run 3 moons. You do that 4 times a year, and then you have 1 over the 13th moon. And it takes how many cycles? Because the actual year shouldn't even be 12 moons. But if it was, and the reality is, actually it was in creation, because what happened is they took ABC and they put it over to JKL. And the reality is we're in between the numbers. We're not more of the numbers. We're part or half of the numbers, because it's an association creation. We're just like saying, imagine this. I'm an ape. I'm an ape sitting around with my other apes eating bananas and going, ooh, 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 ooh. I said to the ape, hey, wouldn't it be nice one day to like get rid of some of this hair and talk a little different? And the other ape says, yeah, let's work on it. And voila, we're just another variant, just a fringe minority. And the reason they're using that word fringe, by the way, is we are on the fringes right now. And all the words running down the flow, running down the river, in order to keep the secrets, you must share the secrets, but in an alternative way.
in a way where we're still getting all the likes and the hugs and the acceptance because we live in that streaming world. Otherwise, it would crash and something would happen. I don't know exactly what it would be. But the information, obviously, when it crashes, everything freezes. Nobody gets information. But the whole thing is, we get to keep pondering. And the more time that goes on while the system is in crash, the river is still flowing for us because they can't hold on to the river because it'll just go over. And then we'll have a flood or something of information coming in, or just a flood somewhere in the world. Some kind of disaster, or a flood of information that's coming inside of us because the river had to keep flowing. Although they stopped it at the dam, they have to keep the electric going. They have to keep the water going. So all those fish that run in the water is everything who we are. The worm, the fish, the sperm, everything that we are. Where does the chicken lay the egg? We have to understand, if God gave us the truth and the word in the alphabet, in our number system, sitting with us in skeleton form, because we haven't put it together yet, but we have put it together. People know that there's a cycle. People see the sun get up. They calculated that cycle. We have a deck of cards. There's 13 cards. You add 1 to 13, it equals to 91. We have 4 suits. Times 91 is 364. Same times 13 times 28, 364. Same thing as that, 169 moons. On the 169th moon, you become man. You remember the picture I showed you like that? You become man. Man can be 2 spread legs, over on the 7th gate here, over on the 7th gate here, with his head hitting number 13. Now he can spread his legs right over here. Right here. You put a foot down here and a foot down here, and you spread your legs. Your sex is over here between M and N. But here you have M and N again. The sun, and number 15, you have Mars on your head over here. You have the gateway and you have Mars. You have 5 and 6. Number 11, 7 come 11. You want to know how ironic that is, 7 come 11? You know how ironic 7 come 11 is? Not just what I just showed you, but the reverse. If every side of this cube is 9, and every reverse side with dots is 7, how many is left over? If there is 4, there is 5 missing. If there is 3, there is 6 missing. It says love. When you have 6 and 5 missing, you have 11. When you have 3 and 4 dots, you have 7. You have 7 come 11 times 3 sides. 33 and 18 equals to 51. No, I got that wrong. What did I just say? We have 21. I have 3 7s is 21. Well, for some reason, my head is not calculating something. I have 3 7s is 21. And 3 11s is 33. Right. That's right. 3 11s is 33, the rotation. And 3 7s, okay, rotation of the cube, the ring and the pole. So when we have 2 sides, a 7, then what we have after, okay, is going to be 11. 7 come 11. 8 void and 3 void, 3 and 8. So that 3 and 8, the numeric value for gold is 3 and 8. The numeric value we're coming into next year, okay, is coming to the half-life, and it's also Hebrew time 5783. I cannot divide 5783, but what I can tell you is that in the creation of the 4th world. And the reason for that is because in French, they will say 4 times 20 to get 80. And not only that, you are getting 9 automatically comes with 80. And I've done this for a long time, and it doesn't mean anything, but I keep referring to everything on this planet and everything I've seen in my life to understanding how this works. I already know that 8 connects 66. I know 8 is connected to 7. I know 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, will create 7 and 8 connected to the gates of 66. I also know, because I used to be a truck driver, okay, what a fantastic life, very tough, but it's just beautiful. Highway 66 was replaced by Highway 80. On Highway 66, you used to go through the cities and the farms, building the cities and the farms. It was replaced by Highway 80, 14, DNA, 14, the letter N. It's a crossover. You go all the way up in polarity, you drop all the way down over to the other side, only to climb up one more time. And you have 2 reflective houses inside the N letter. You can even split the N letter and create a new letter. Don't forget, we can probably take any letter, join it with another letter or an association of letters, and create artwork. Like the artwork for 5775 will show the number 33 in it. I'm not sure if I have it. I need to get something to drink again. Yeah, right over here. Hold on a second. Right there. If you notice, look at it. See the way it shows number 1 and number 1. 1 and 1 come together to create the M. The M will create the 3 inside, or it could be the EE, or 33, 303, 808. When you join these together, it'll say 808 bicycle cards 1111. So let me get something to drink. And I'll be back in a minute. If you have any questions, go ahead. We're not going to stay here too much longer. I'm going to go to Facebook. No, nobody showed up for the video. That's okay. I'm just going to get something to drink. So let's spend another 5 minutes. Just give me 1 minute. One minute, I'm coming back. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay. Let me see where we are. Okay. Just want to take one more check over here. It says 2 watching on my other channel. It says no one's. It says, oh no, same thing. It says the same thing. Okay, just want to check. Sorry for taking up your time. I'm not really sure where we can go right now. There's just, everything connects. Every single word connects. The word Pharaoh is also the meaning of light. The golden light of Hera. The word Har is heaven's resident angel. What does it mean to be a resident? Well, reside, resident. I'd have to go entity, E-N-T. It shows where E-T comes together. Earth, time. When the N comes over, it's sort of showing you what is Union Jack. Because I just know Pharaoh in French, the word Phare, or P-H-A-R-E, is a light. The Pharaoh of the lands means to cultivate the lands. So are we cultivating the Hebrew people? the electronic heavens angel or whatever it was, you can never, ever, according to numbers, you can never, ever, ever dehumanize and have a planet full of half humans and robots. It will never happen. It will never happen. Because once the spirit is lost, there are no more spirit births. And all you are born to is whatever fleshy you can make. Because it doesn't work out in numbers. You can help me work it out. You can probably do it while the time they're alive. You can probably reproduce it. But where are you going to bring the spirits in? Unless that has already been done to us, then how can we be so intelligent, unintelligent? Why does there have to be so much manipulation? Because it's never been done. We have been created, and we are the fabric of space. We're like a pimple. Although we're alive, right? We're like I don't even know what you want to call it, but that's basically what it is. We are free going, whatever you want to call it, entities. What is an entity? I have to do a word analogy on every single letter and every single word. And just to know, 1-letter words, 2-letter words, 3-letter words. Where are we going to start the alphabet? I usually like to keep it easy and just go at number 3. If I go at number 6, I'm going with the ring. If I go at number 9, I'm going with all of it in one package. What does that do? I don't know. I have to figure out what number 9 does. Is it the circuitry that's continuous in number 9? 9 is both the void and the dot. So what does that mean? The D and the V, they're both in the 4 family. One is 2 times 2, 2 plus 2. So 1 becomes the heaven. The V, the life, becomes the heaven. And the D04 dot, right? What is 0? It is the vibration between what is 1 and 5. 1 and 5 is the bookends, or you can go 5, 1, 5, which is the same thing as looking at the cube or your calculator, going 1, 5, 9, and understanding why I would do that. And what comes through it is area space dividing night and day. And the reason I say it is because when you go from 1 to 5 to 9, the distance between 1 and 5, okay, is 4. And the distance between 5 and 9 is 4. But to remain in an area space and not connected, it's 33. 3 and 3. And to do it the other way, between 3 and 7, it becomes 1 and 1, also noted as 11. You can also say that when it's 33, it's 353 or 453. It depends if you're passing something through it. Obviously, adding a rib and passing something through it will add another number. When I say another number passing something through it, is if there's a space between 1 and 5, then 2, 3, 4 is in between it. 3 numbers. I'm not connecting it. I'm not going 1 to 5. I'm only going 2, 3, 4. So if there was number 4, I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere except for 0.5. That is my freedom space. O world is in DC. That is the gateway. That is everything. We're there right now. For me, the gateway is closed. I believe the gateway will close. Either it opens into the 3rd month, like March, April this year. I think that doorway opens, and they only have a certain period of time before it closes again. I don't know what it means. But anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. If someone asks me something, I'm not sure what I miss. Time, AM, PM, times 1, times 2, 1776. How to make pi perfect. I don't know. Imagine 21 dots, 31 voids. The 21 dots, we're going to do a quick math. 21 dots. So just going to do it real quick. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3 and 2, 5. And then you do the other cube. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2, 5. So now we have 2, 3 and 2s. So 3 and 2 and 3 and 2, 64.
So now we understand that this is DC and this is freedom. And the word freedom is 66, but they're always selling us to be freedom 55. So the river keeps flowing. And then we take it and we take our hard-earned money and we invest it into freedom. Have you ever seen that before? We invest our hard-earned money into freedom. How do we do it? How do we do it? How do we take our hard-earned money where the numeric value for freedom is, I'm going to just do 10, 28. In fact, free, 5, 5, 18, 6, 6, 9, 5, 5, 10, 15, 25, 5, 10, 28. You want to hear something ironic? Check this out. Free equals to 34. When you add it to a single digit, it equals to Earth. Free Earth, 2534. Earth DC inside of free. Freedom equals a total of 68, which is extended to Highway 80 instead of 66. And that Highway 80 is when we had that 7 over here, we had 66s over here. So I'm trying to think what happened. Did we add on to the 7th gate? And number 8 comes out right here. Now, don't forget, I can alter these designs and look for other answers in it. So this is where 8 is. 9 is going to start over here. This is where 9 is. And then if I want to go to 10, then it's going to come down to over here. And that'll be 10. But it also revert to 1. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I don't want to get into that one right now. I want to finish with freedom. The total of this is 59. 12 and 14, the half and quarter world, mathematics, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. Inside the DNA in the sun is for your 9, the 9 face. This will create 14 and 45 from the sun and the creation of, you want to go ABCD creation. There's so many things to do with this. I'm not sure which way to look at it. I'm a little tired. My head is spinning a little bit. So you take your hard-earned money, you put it to the bank, you buy something for freedom. You're confident one day that money will be worth something. So you get streamed all your life what to do with your money. What, a little bit nervous, but you're always positive. They're giving you interest. They're giving you money. So they're always, your mind, they're always streaming. Okay, it's you're living in a it's as bad as gambling. It's as bad as gambling. They made it that way. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Peace. There's so much going on. Thank you for watching. I have to figure out that end of time. We are in March. I believe it takes 3 months. I have to think about it because ABC is creation, right? Now, or will it be the 3 cycles of the moon? If it's the 3 cycles of the moon, it's going to be the cube will run for the first 3 moons. The first cycle is the first 3 moons. The second cycle. So in this September, this September of 2023, during Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, I believe the first cycle complete entry point in this September. Wow. If I'm behind a year, it'll be next September. But if I'm behind a year, it's already happened already because we're going between 3 and 4. Is that only going to be 1 year or a period of time during those 2 years? So when we get to this September, that is DC. That is absolutely DC. But we don't move. Okay. The flip side of the dice, is on 2024, which is also 5784, which is what runs the cycle and the pole of the numeric value of our moon. 28 days, 13 moons to the cycle. I'm going to have to go over that date and time between when it comes to this
September, it would have ended. It's going to end. This year, it's going to end. We are in the creation heavens, and it ends. And the flip side begins. How much over do we have to go? Remember the center noyau, the center nut. So I think maybe if it all happens like that, it'll be near September, October in the Hebrew Yom Kippur, and then it'll work its way over. I'm not sure if it's going to go in a standard cycle, or will the contractions become smaller. Remember, it was A, B, C, D, A, B, C, A, B, and then A. The child comes out. The reason I do it this way is because in bowling, they do the same thing. In order to get the circle in bowling, it's because there was separation. Now, I don't know if it's separation because there's 2 moons of Mars to the single head pin, a moon of Earth. I don't know. But thank you for watching this video. I have to write that down, contraction. Bowling splits. Thank you for watching this video. If you got any questions, look at the end. Remember the 0. When you go bowling and you get the splits, they mark as 0, just to show that you got the split. So let's try and understand what 0 is. And remember, 0 goes with O Canada, and it also is a representation of the numeric value for Mars. So they split Mars in 2, at least. Q. Thank you for watching this video. See you again. Pass on the word. Tell them who I am. Who am I? Man on the moon.